During the time that my wonderful sister was working at the bakery and was expecting her second child, I was reminded once more that I was doomed to be alone for the rest of my life. "Is everything all right?" a male voice inquired, and I turned to face the speaker. It was Jake's twin brother, Vincent. He was a carbon copy of his brother in every way, from his wavy brown hair to his piercing blue eyes. While they were dressed similarly, it was nearly impossible to tell them apart, but I already knew this was Vincent. Vincent was the more toned of the two, and he wore a persistent scowl on his face as he gazed at me. When I realized he was waiting for a reaction, I shrugged and returned my attention to the coffee machine. "It's nothing," I pretended, attempting to keep my gaze away from him, so that he wouldn't notice the expression of humiliation on my face. "I'm just going to have to stop by the bakery on my way to work and buy some coffee because nobody made any this morning." As he closed the distance between us, he lifted an eyebrow, and I felt a shiver travel up my spine. The only other difference between the twins was that Vincent was a man of action rather than words. He was always the strong, silent type, which I adored. He smiled as he looked at me. "Why don't you just call in sick?" His voice was calm and pleasant. "If you get fired, I'm confident that Chase will give you a position. All you have to do is ask." I pondered this for a time as we stood side by side, the heat emanating from his body as he stared at me. However, even though I knew it would be best if I did go to work, I couldn't help but wonder what would happen if I just let things play out the way he suggested. After all, I'd had a thing for Vincent since Jake and Nicole started dating, back when I first met him. The only issue I had was that Vincent never seemed to display any emotion when he was in my presence. Nevertheless, now that he was standing so close to me, it seemed as if I could see lust shining from his eyes as he stared at me.